Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we are going to talk about interview questions of Deloitte company. So the interview took place in a few days back, maybe last week. So I got these questions from one of our subscribers. So wanted to discuss with you all so that it can help you in your future interviews that you are planning. So the role was for Tableau developer, and the skills that were expected were having full hands-on experience on Tableau desktop, and the expectation was like you have created dashboards, interacted with the client and all, and exposure on the Tableau server, which means you should be able to handle Tableau server or administration related tasks. And a SQL like is mandatory. We also need to have SQL skills. Apart from that, ETL or any ETL tools that would have been extra advantage to the candidate. So that was the expectation here. And let us get started and we'll see what are the questions we have got. So before we do that, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And let us thank our subscriber who has shared us his questions and experience so that it can help others. So I request or encourage all of you to please share your interview questions so that it can help others who are attending interviews. So let's get started. So, like I said, the first question that the interviewer asked was directly to explain what the candidate has done in the last project. Okay, so this is very important, guys. Like I always tell in every video of mine, I have emphasized this that we need to be perfect in what we have done in our last project. I think I have created many videos where I've talked about what we need to remember, like what we have done. Okay, what was the problem statement in the project? Okay, what did we achieve? How are we in the sense users here, how are users going to use the dashboard that you have created? This is on a functional term. Like when I come to technical terms, like what charts have you created? This is something that you need to remember. Did you create anything customized chart, or have you used existing charts that are there in Tableau? Okay, so most often you will see that clients are very much happy or satisfied with a simpler view. Like I always tell, they focus more on quality than quantity. So first you always need to make sure whatever the numbers you are showing is accurate, then only go for any other information that you want to display or show on the dashboard. Okay. So apart from this, what kind of dashboard design did you do? Okay. So what was the functionality, okay, that you have implemented? How did you use parameters? So this kind of questions are something that we always need to remember. This is not only specific to to a particular company, but anywhere you go, this will be very fruitful to you. So spend some time and create answers for yourself. Apart from this, we also need to know questions like how are we getting our data? Like when they talk about or when they ask about what did you do in your last project, so one important aspect is how did you get your data? So is there any separate ETL team, or is there any database team, or only you have done everything? So the role differs from project to project or the person to person, like that. So what was your role, or how do you want to answer this question? So please prepare answers for this type of questions. And what were the tables you have used? So there was, I think, one company that I attended interview maybe some time back, maybe 1 year back. I think it was Kavi or something like that. So in that, the recruiter was very smart or intelligent. So he asked me one questions: Can you name the tables you have used in your project? Now suddenly, someone who is actually working in the project, he will be able to answer that question without any thoughts, because day in and day out we will be working on a number of tables. We remember those tables. But someone like, freshers or interns or someone who is trying to keep an experience, and when you get this type of question, like name the tables you have used in your project, you will become, silence, or there is a deep silence in that. So that is why I always encourage, you guys, or suggest you guys to create one project from scratch, including everything. You do not have to miss even a single point here. Like I said in my last video, if you have watched, we need to make sure our design document, we need to talk about testing document, we need to talk about mapping document. Okay, we need to talk about dashboards and tables. All that you create end to end, and then in the end publish it to your Tableau Public. That way, you are completing one project from end to end. When you're doing this type of work, n number of questions you will answer yourself in the process. That is very important. Okay, so this was the important part of the video. I hope you'll keep this point in mind, because everywhere you go, this is something that we need to remember. Okay, so this is where you will be spending first 15 minutes of your interview. Okay, most of the times. Next was, how did you finalize your dashboard design? Now there are different aspects to this. Okay, so what, see, some clients give us a dashboard design directly. Maybe in PPT you will get, or maybe in a Word document you will get as a part of BRD, or you will get, maybe you will get in the requirement stage. Or some clients will tell you that, you explore yourself, this is what I need, the functionality. Then based on that we need to design. So in that type of case where there is no standard design or expectation from the client, how are you going to design your dashboards? Now, first we'll look into the questions that a client want to answer on the data. So like say, at least we'll have questions like, is there any bar chart in that? Or what are we trying to show based on that bar chart is there, or pie chart is there, or cross tab is there, any other report you're using, or some, KPIs are there. If you have such information, how are you putting them on the dashboard? So it goes through a uh, multi review phase, I would say, because it is not like, in stage one only or in one review only it will get confirmed that whatever we have created is correct. So it goes through multiple phases where, or multiple review phases where you will keep on showing the progress that you have done on the dashboard. And based on that, the client might request changes, or if it is fine, he might ask you to continue it like that. So when everything is ready, when he is on the same page and he is convinced that okay, the design looks perfect, then you will get a go ahead to move it to other environments, or do your testing and all like that. So remember the process here. Okay, so this is what you need to talk about whenever you are getting a question related to dashboard design. So one important tip I want you to always remember here is, whenever you are getting a theoretical question, try to be more elaborative, try to share your experiences there. Okay, so this is something that is coming out of experience. So talk more when you're getting these type of questions. Okay, so it gives some confidence to the interviewer that okay, this guy knows what all it requires, how the process is, or what we do in general in day to day, like that. Okay, so not only related to theoretical questions like this, or any questions where it requires you to explain something, try to be elaborative, speak, don't give one word answers. If you know that you can talk more than that, try to elaborate that. That is definitely going to add extra points to you. Okay, next is type of versions you have worked on and a difference between them. Okay, now if I ask this question to you, how many of you will be able to answer this question? Okay, it needs us a next level of dedication to actually see what is the version that we are using, and what is the latest version that is there in the market, and what are the important features it has got. Like say the latest version has dynamic visibility concept, but have you ever implemented that dynamic visibility concept? How does that work? Like that. So proper function is there in the latest versions of Tableau. That is something new. Have you ever noticed that, or have you ever used it? So that type of things we need to talk whenever you are getting these type of questions. So it gives a sense of understanding, or thing to the interviewer, that okay, this guy is more aware of the product, or he is updated and is following what Tableau is trying to bring in, like that. Okay, so you need to stay ahead of others and prepare in a way that you are getting some extra marks on that, like that. So what is the data engine that Tableau uses? So how many of you know the answer? Write down in the comment section and let us see. So Hyper is the technology that Tableau uses, and it is behind all of this. Like you're generating the visualization for the SQL, the drag and drop that you're doing, it is creating a visualization. All of that is happening through this technology. This is something that you need to remember. So whenever you are trying to save your workbook, you will see this Hyper extension here. Okay, so if I go to my Tableau here, and if I want to save my work, if I click on Control X, and if I want to save here, it in the latest versions it shows Hyper. That is something that you need to remember. Okay, so I'm just canceling it. And next is type of a Tableau files. Okay, so how many types of files have you actually seen in your real time? Okay, so we know .twb, we know .twbx. This is the most answered file types. But apart from this, what are the other things that you have known? .tbmx, so Tableau bookmarks is there, .tds is there, Tableau data source, or .tps is there, which is related to maps, or maybe for custom geocoding or custom what you call color code. Also there is another type of extension. So all that is TMS, I think. So TMS and TPS, we have this type of extensions available in Tableau that we can definitely talk about. Now, how to split a column in Tableau? Okay, so if I ask you this question, what will you answer? So when you know that you can answer a question in multiple ways, I want you to give those approaches to the interviewer. So you can talk about, like I say, we can do it at data source level, or we can do it at worksheet level using functions. So now split function we can use, and we can do it. That is one way. Or we can go to data source here, and we can click on the field that we need, and we can split them. Like say order ID is there, click on this, and we have an option called as split function. So if I click on this split, directly automatically it is a splitting. That is one method. Or else I can go here and I can select this, or maybe I can write a calculation, like say split function we can use. Order ID, what is the delimiter that we need to use, and what do we need from that. Some like this also we can do. Okay, so some error is, okay, it is not order ID, it is, sorry, it is not order date, it is order ID. So I can use this as well. So what will I get? I'll get country code from this. Okay, so that way you can answer your different answers that we can do, or multiple things here. Next is design a dashboard to show filter action. Okay, so maybe you can try to implement this as a use case or as a practice thing for yourself. Create a dashboard of your own choice. Okay, so take sample superstore and try to create use filter actions and create one, and you can tag me or maybe share it with me for review. I can do it, or you can tag our channel. That can help. Okay, so that is something that we can do here. How to revert back changes to previous version. Now this is something that happens you know uh, in real time. Suppose you have done some changes to your workbook here. Like say this is something you have done some changes and you have published this workbook to the server. Now after publishing the workbook, client says that we don't want these changes. Can you revert back to previous version? So if you have older version saved in your machine, that is fine. You can just publish it again. But what in cases you do not have? But what in case you do not have your older version saved? So in Tableau server, we have an option called as, so in Tableau server, we have an option called as version history. You can maybe go to the particular report and check here, check there, and you can revert back or you can download your previous work from there. Sorry for that. So remember this option, very important point, because regularly we will do this, not regularly, but sometimes when required, we do this step also to revert back our changes. So when to use a blending? Now I think many of us know about this. Whenever, so if I ask you this question, many of us will tell that whenever we have or when we use different data sources, we use blending. Now I'm going to ask you one question, maybe comment down your opinion in that on that, and let us see, what is that. Now, company or client is already spending, you know, uh, so much of time, effort, and all. So when they are already spending time, effort, and resources, so why do they actually need a different data sources? Okay, so why can't they get the same uh, data, or why can't they get the data in same data source, so that we can avoid this concept of blending? Now let us see what type of answer you will give to this question. Please comment down your opinion on this. We'll see. Okay, so if you need explanation on that, we can see how we can answer this. Okay, so very interesting question. I think one of our subscriber was cross questioned this, so I'm asking you the same thing here. Where do you find extract history? I think this is also very easy question. So under extract, you will see history option. You can click on that and you can do. Next is different types of actions here. Now we all know what type of different actions we have: filter, parameter, set, URL, like that. Okay, but what I want you to talk about here is filter action and parameter action. These are something that are being frequently used these days. So try to create some scenarios around filter and parameter actions. Sorry, filter is common, parameter and set actions. Try to create some use cases around this so that you can you know uh, talk about this topic more confidently in interview. Okay, parameter actions and set actions. So now, like again, what are parameters? We know about this. How to manage when locations are not identified by Tableau. We can go to maps. Maybe we can maybe edit this, edit locations, and you can enter the geocode there, and it will automatically start identifying that we can do, or we can show it at a default position. Those two things we can do here. Now how do you get the data for last 3 months? So tell me what can be the calculation that we can write here. Okay, so I'll see what you will comment for this. I think we have already solved this question. What are combined sets? Sets are something uh, on two sets. If you're creating a new set, that is a combined set. Like how we do top and bottom and in single view, if at all I want, we create a combined set option, right? So that is what is. So one set is for top and another set is for bottom and when I combine this, it will become top and bottom end. Like what is LOD again? So what is LOD? Level of detail expression. Talking about aggregation at the level of data we need, where we can control the granularity and aggregation of data. So based on this, there are actually 3 to 4 types of LODs. Fixed LOD we have, include LOD we have, exclude we have, and a table scoped LOD is there. And everything is enclosed in flower brackets. So this is something that you can talk about, and you can talk about what is fixed, what does fixed do, what is include, and what is exclude. And the more elaborate you become, the better it is. So these were the questions that were asked related to Tableau. I think it was, I have spoken about some important points here. Do remember that. It will definitely help you not only in this interview, but any interview that you go. Next is here SQL question. I think that guy remembered only one here. How to find the highest employee in each department. So here, if I write like say select max of salary from employee table. So I'll get highest salary from table. But if I want for each department, simply we can write select max of salary, comma, department name from EMP, group by department underscore name. Then I'll get for each department highest salary. But if I want to know the name of the employee as well, then select ename comma max of salary from comma department underscore name from EMP group by department underscore name. So something like this we can write and execute to get the answers. Okay, so I think that's it from my side in this video. I hope you have found this video useful. If it does, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you in the next video. Till then, bye bye and have a good day.